Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 31, episode 11. In the previous episode, Mr. John Page was executed. There he is, John Page, age 27, prisoner number 237692, sentenced to, well, 25 years in multiple crimes, basically. It says 25 years, but it basically means, well, it does mean life, because, well, he was in this facility up until his demise, which was by hand, I guess. I was the one that scheduled the execution and did all that sort of thing. Yeah, he was, well, he'd done some bad things in his life. Yeah, not a long life either, and he'd done, you know, a lot of bad stuff. And he paid for his crimes, and that thing was activated. We killed him, basically. We executed the prisoner. We got a bit of money for it, which I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if, you know, in death row facilities you get money for actually completing and carrying out everything else. It's something that is not really... It's certainly something I haven't read up on, that's for sure. In any event, he was our one and only death row prisoner. We did have two others, but one was shot in the face, and the other one was actually not released, but he was granted a reduced sentence. He was originally on death row, and his sentence was reduced to life imprisonment, and he is over here somewhere in one of these cells. There he is there, yeah. Mark Henderson. He is pretty much always in that cell, I believe. Or is he? No, I don't think he is. I don't think we do have a permanent... I don't think he's permanently in there. I don't think so. Let's have a quick look at our regime here. Maximum security. Supermax is exactly the same. So you can have showers and things like that. So yeah, it's all the same. Either way, he's in that area. I might move him over to here. This is obviously where we've got our the rest of our prisoners. And I might move them over to there eventually, but only when we have enough space. As you can see, we're currently maxed out on that sort of thing, so yes. Anyway, there's actually three prisoners up for parole, and I guess we'll receive more prisoners if we actually need to. But yeah, execution. I said in the last episode that I didn't like it, and I want to clarify. I really liked the way it was. That's the very first execution I've ever done in Prison Architect. I purposely didn't want to do it single player or anything like that, or test out. I wanted to experience it like sort of live, as if, you know, and basically you see exactly how it is. And that was the very first one I did, and I really liked the way it was. I really liked the way it was implemented. I think if it was just done trivially, it wouldn't have that. It wouldn't have the weight that it needs. You know, I mean, you know, it's weird because you've got, on one hand, we do Fight Club episodes where people, you know, I purposely set it up for people to come in and it basically machine gun the whole place down. And then you've got the opposite end of the scale, which is very serious, where we had the electric chair and, you know, actually going through all of that. The end result is the same. Someone is going to die. But it's just two ends of the spectrum, really. Either way, I didn't enjoy going through the whole, you know, locking the prisoner up, going through that. It was a weird process, that one. It was a weird experience. We're going to continue basically cracking on and doing that, I guess. That's what we built this facility for, I guess. But I don't think it's ever going to be something I'll truly enjoy, which I think it was meant to be like that. And as I said, it's probably the right way to go. Anyway, in any event, we have a bit of money, and it allows us to crack on with a bit of building. And I think it's about time I do this cell block. So let's get on with that. I'm going to go to materials, and I'm going to go to a bit of the old metal floor. We didn't actually do any construction at all in the previous episode, which was a weird one. Actually, what I'm going to do, I just need to do that, don't I? I need to do that, and then that. Technically, we can cut... Which bits can we cut out? We can cut out these bits like that, and we'll save us a little bit of money. I mean, it won't save us money in terms of we won't have to, you know, we won't not buy it. Hang on, won't buy it? Won't not buy it? We've already bought the stuff, right? So this stuff I'm cancelling is already being bought. However, it means that when we come to place it down in the next bit, here, we won't have to buy as much. But you know what? Because of the amount it costs, I can't be bothered to do that again. Let's just place it down. It's 10. We'll lose maybe £100 or something like that. 100 generic units of currency. That's all. So I don't particularly mind, just for the sake of cracking on with it. We are doing our grants, and as you can see, the inmate nutrition research, we've served a single low quantity, low variety meal, and that is 95% complete, because it has to go through the days, you see. Then once we've done that, we need to serve 3 high variety, high quantity meals for 2 days, and then that'll be done. So it's it is actually an experiment that I didn't want to I didn't want to test it. I thought, no, that's going to be a bit dodgy, because if it boots off, then it's going to go all horrible. But it didn't. And I don't know whether or not that was because for a lot of the day yesterday, all of the prisoners were actually locked up in their cell, because they were. When I did the scheduled execution, obviously all of the prisoners were completely basically locked in their cells. So they couldn't really do anything about it. They couldn't boot off and whatnot. So I don't know whether it's to do with that, or whether we have just got enough punishment, enough deterrent, or whether we are actually giving the prisoners enough, I was going to say incentive not to kick off, but I don't think incentive is the right word. We're treating the prisoners, maybe fairly. I mean, we do have, you know, we do have visitation, and we have, obviously, the chapel and things like that, so that's something that, I guess, keeps the prisoners from, you know, having too much to complain about. I mean, they're in prison after all. You know, maybe they're mourning about that and they'll have the freedom need. But still, I don't think it's as bad as if we... I think it would probably boot off if we didn't have a lot of these other ones. Let me just finish this off here. And this is looking quite good, actually. Yeah, that looks quite good. Cost me 10 grand to do all that, but that looks exactly how I wanted it to. Nice. Right, okay, so we do still have intake on the prisoners. We have intake on death row. We've maxed that out, daily intake max. Obviously, we can't receive any more death row inmates. Weird that we've had 3 death row inmates. 2 of them have actually been killed. One of them by execution. One of them just being shot in the face, and another one was reduced. Well, another one I sentenced reduced. So yeah, it's only currently the ratio for execution is 1 in 3, or I guess you could call it, you know, 2 in 3, because he did technically die. But you know, actually going through the process of execution, we've only ever done the once, and yeah, I guess that's okay. Right, we need to just switch up our regime here, because we have I'm going to change all this, because we have to have 3 high variety, high quality meals. So if we have eat there, do I do 2 hours? The thing is, if you don't do 2 hours, they don't really have enough time to eat the bloody thing. So I think we will do it. We'll do 2 hours each way. There we go, and then 2 hours between, which I don't know if that's enough for the prisoners to actually... Yeah, I don't actually know if that's enough time for the prisoners to get out and do other things. Actually, I don't even know if it's... what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to put work in between all this. There we go, that's what I was trying to do. Yeah, I don't know if there's... I actually don't know if the chefs could keep up. We'll have to see. So, high and high. There we go. That's 30 a day, and you can see obviously our money's reduced by a lot. A big lot. Big load there. Right, so we're on max speed. Got a bit of money, and we're still trying to do this crackdown on drugs. But because we are quite good, because we are actually quite good at screening stuff out, we can't really crack down on it. I don't know if finding them in reception counts as... oh yeah, find 10 illegal narcotics. I guess as long as we find them, that'll be fine. This is Tim Lutheran, and he has he served 12.4 years of a 15-year sentence, and it's attempted murder, assault, assaulting an officer. No murder in there. There was attempted murder, but you know he didn't. You know he wasn't I guess, good enough. Or whatever, he was stopped. Whatever. Either way, what's his grading? What's his estimated reoffending chance? 13%. I believe our cutoff is about that. Or 15% for our parole cutoff. So he should be released, actually. We'll have to see what happens here. We do have a 15% cutoff. So I don't know what the ideal amount is. I don't know whether there is a nice average way you could say stick it to... I think there was 23 was the right one originally. If you stuck it to 23... then there was it was basically a gamble, and they did mention it in the alpha video. Anyway, there he is. Well, there he goes, in fact, and we'll know. Yeah, there you go. Early release prisoner award. We got $3,000 for basically releasing him early, and it looks like he hasn't reoffended. Can we have a look at our grading? We can, but it's not there because we've only have 5 prisoners released. So we need to release another 5 prisoners. There's Graham Flad. Don't know how you say that. You have to say. I think you have to say it with a lot of phlegm in your mouth. Flad. It's like a Welsh name. Tyson and torture, assault, violent disorder. Good grief! What is his grading? 2% estimated reoffending chance. How is that possible? Spiritual guidance has been completed twice. He's had a lot of suppression. No recent misconduct. He isn't violent or anything. Punishment has been 10. So, grading of how well a prisoner has been punished for his crimes. So, 16 points. So, he's been suppressed. We got a lot of points from being suppressed, and a lot from being locked up. Where's the locked up stuff come from? I guess that's when we did the full lockdown stuff. And 1 point for 3 years served. That's an interesting one. And 1 penalty. 39% of stay in free time. That is an interesting one, that. So, if you look at that there, most of the points for punishment have actually been given because of the suppression. So basically, the guy with a shotgun walking around, or us handing out punishments to other people, and him being suppressed. The least amount of points was the time he served here. So just being here is nowhere near enough to class as punishment, apparently. I don't know if that's the case to all prisoners. Let's have a quick look. There's Workbench Eaglebeak. I did happen to click on Eaglebeak. That's amazing. 10 points for 20 years served. And then 14 points for suppressed. Yeah, that is an interesting one, that. Wow, I didn't realise that. I guess that's something I should keep an eye on a lot more. Is that guy being released? He will have been released, yeah. That's something I should keep an eye on a lot more because it means that we can look at it. He's actually served 3 years of 3 years. So I don't know why he's been... I don't know if that changes, that 3 years of 3 years. I don't know whether it was 3 years of 20. I mean, I can't remember what it said earlier. That guy's getting searched as well. Looks like he's got some... I thought he had some stuff on him. Maybe he does, maybe he didn't. There we go. He's got a bit more money for him being released. But yes, it's... something I should probably keep an eye on a bit more, that, because it means that we can look at it and actually get a better understanding of what we should be doing in the... Oh my good grief, we can't even furnish this. We can't even put some tiles in this thing. It'll give us a better understanding on exactly what we need to do. So, for example, if we've got a lot of free time here. So, for this person, just Tim Slater. Yeah. 41% of stay in free time. We've got 2 penalties for that. So, we probably want to reduce their free time. But then if we reduce their free time, then it might knock a couple of things down. So I don't know. That might make them boot off. Reform. Pass 2 easy programs. 6% stay in reform programs. It's not too bad. But it's 5. It's middle of the road. Security. Grading represents how well you have kept this prisoner safely locked away. No penalties at all. And under armed guard or suppression, there's obviously a lot of points there. And we got 15% stay of locked up. So that was, well, again, our lockdown. What we should do then, I should actually have some... When I change this regime back to what it should be, which I believe it's probably going to be 1 meal a day. I might change it to 1 meal a day, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have it so we have a big chunk of lockdown, which is what I was going to put in originally as well. So, yeah, interesting. Right, so We need to just check our grants. Yeah, we can't get any more there. Parole hearings all in there. We might as well start another parole hearing because we can. We do have kitchen safety and hygiene there, same as the workshop safety induction. Obviously, a couple of interested, but we don't really want to do that. Nobody's interested in the general education qualification, which is interesting. I would have thought that some people would have been interested in that one. Actually, one thing I need to check here. I need to go to edit schedule and just check that, yeah, the death row appeal and the parole hearing are actually on the right areas. There we go. We just need to put that there, and we need to pin that in place. We're all good there. Fantastic. No teacher for the behavioural therapy. Why is that? Why is that? I'm guessing it's to do with my... it's the way I've put the work time, you see. What I'll do is I'll change all the work time back once we've got this grant done. So, we've served 3 high quality and high variety, quantity, not quality. I always say quality. It's a high variety, high quantity meals for 2 days. So we've done one of them, although I think we need to do, we'll probably end up rolling over for the other day. I'm doing a full shakedown here because it's about time we did that, and we've actually just got a grant completion there because we found illegal narcotics, which happens to be cigarettes in this place, because I've got everything as if you get found with anything, you get flung in solitary pretty much. Oh, found a screwdriver as well, and it was in the kitchen because that's where a lot of the stuff comes from, and we just need to check on our intelligence here. Actually, I haven't activated our informant. It's something we could do. Last 24 hours, cigs smuggled in from the visitation. Booze done the same thing. There's a screwdriver come in there, and then there's some cigs found by a dog there. I don't know how what happened there. I'm guessing that was just... Was that smuggled? Does that say smuggled? Yeah, smuggled in from there and then just ends up there. Yeah, it didn't really get very far, did it? Informants, we haven't activated our informant. We could activate him. We've got a coverage of 40%, but there's no real need to activate informants. Honestly, I think informants now really don't have any purpose. With the phone taps, you can listen in. Originally, the whole reason you would use informants, at least the way I used them, was to find out what traits the different they actually had. The rest of the inmates had. Find out what traits they have. And now the phone tap does that. The phone tap does that fantastically well. I don't know what would be a better way of doing it. It's very easy to start, and I do it all the time. I know I very easy to say, oh, this is what you should do and what you should do. But obviously it's all just opinion and such. But it's not my game and not my vision, I guess. It's IV's vision. But I think maybe a better way of doing it, again, just my own thoughts on it, is currently the way when a prisoner has a little chat on the phone, they'll say, yeah, I'm a very skilled fighter or whatever, and then you find out about that prisoner, yeah? What you don't really get, as far as I can tell, is prisoners lying, You get probably some prisoners bigging it up, oh yeah, I've killed 30 men, and I actually wrestled Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s, and oh yeah, he was a bit of a pansy, and all that sort of thing. You don't get this sort of BS talk. I don't think that's simulated. What would be better, I guess, is if you've got, say, your intelligence, so these are all these traits here. You would get traits on them that were unconfirmed traits. So it would be like, oh yes, these are all unconfirmed, and the way to confirm them would be to have your confidential informant confirm them. So actually maybe via talking to them or whatever, or maybe they would have a higher chance of confirming or disbelieving what they've been saying. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of another way of using the confidential informants, because there's no real reason for me to activate that person ever, because I can find out the traits other ways. Anyway, I think it's about time I put a bit more flooring in here. There we go, and actually we're going to put it in the kitchen as well, and there's that one sorted. I think we're going to probably do a wooden floor in most of these areas back here, and that's actually more money than I have. So, whoa, why has it got to minus 27 grand? Because of the brick? I guess so. Minus 27? Oh my good grief. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. Wow. We need to get these grants done then. Speaking of grants, what grants can we pick up? Cell block C or manufacturing facility? Well, if I get manufacturing facility, that'll give me 20 grand and 3 more hidden. Hidden? Ooh, that's got me interested. What could be hidden? I guess it's for the nutritional research. Maybe if we complete that, we'll get another one. The education reform program will never do. Can you cancel it? Holy hell, you can. But then you can start it again. I didn't realise that. That's an interesting one. I'm going to get the manufacturing facility. We're never going to do it, but I'll get the 10 grand and I'll tell the government that I'm going to crack on with it at, you know, my earliest convenience and never do it. Actually realised that there should have been a jail door there that we locked open, but I never put it in. In fact, we've never had any sort of violence in this place. Nothing that we, there's not been any real problem. So there's no real need for it. We're receiving 917 generic units of currency a day. And that's most of that is, I guess, well, most of the outlay from the prison is probably these 3 meals at high quantity and high variety. But that's going to give us our grant in a day or so. That's 81% at the moment, so I don't know whether yeah, it's going to have to be done in a day or so's time. Anyway, we've got 39 prisoners out of a maximum of 49, so we can receive 2 more maximum security prisoners. So what I'll do, I'll say, give me no prisoners at all. None. No, I said, what? Why is it not reducing it? None. Give me some prisoners here. Whoa, we don't want any of them. None. There we go. I want to say 1, 2. 2 prisoners. There we go. We're going to receive 2 maximum security prisoners. We could, if I wanted to, move Mark Henderson over to here. But I like the idea of, even though his death row sentence has been reduced to, well, not being killed, basically, I still like the idea of classing him as maybe someone that we should keep an eye on. Hence putting him in here. The only problem is he has a very high need for hygiene, and he's not actually going for a shower. And obviously the main reason for that is because this area is classed as max sec only. We could say shared and do that, right? And that will resolve the problem. Probably, yeah, probably best to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Right, okay, so we've got education reform program, which prisoners don't even want to do. We need to produce 10 license plates, which we'll never do. But, yeah, for the most part, I guess we're pretty much sorted here. I want to finish off the visitation, the chapel, and a couple of bits of flowing around here. But that is, I think that is pretty much it. I don't really know what else we can accomplish for, you know, continuing on, really. Do we have any more? We've just got our grant completion there. That's pretty good. Prisoner intake. We could receive... No, we can't receive any more death row inmates, you see. We're going to receive 2 maximum security prisoners, and we'll shove them in here. And that'll give us a little bit more money. We've got that grant all done. So what is any hidden grants? Let's have a quick look here. Cell block C, nah, it's just hidden ones. So we could get that. That gives us a bit more money, and that'll allow me to finish this place off. So wooden floor will go in the chapel and in visitation. I like the idea of the wooden floor in there as well. And then the rest is just concrete. Like so. And I guess in the walkways like that, and wooden floor in here. And I don't think there's anywhere else to floor. I think the rest is pretty much sorted. Let me just remove the planning. Nope, that was the only planning on there. I think it's all ordered. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about right. Let me just go to our intake and we will say none. Actually, we'll say max. We'll say all. and we want to say, you know, we want to receive death row maximum. We want to see as many as we can get, but obviously they are few and far between for obvious reasons. Yeah, I think we're about done. I don't think there's anything else I really want to do. I'm going to change our variety to medium and medium again, and obviously go to our regime and change that back to... I'm going to change it all to free time. But obviously I don't really mean free time, but we'll have a eat time probably at 12, 11 and 12, or 12 and 1 rather, 12 and 1. And then we'll have work time just before it. Like that, and then work time after it, and then we'll have free time for the rest of it, and then I think we'll have... Do you want to have a lock-up until sleep? It's the same thing, really, isn't it? It's the same thing. When you say sleep, you can go, yeah, you can, you know, you are allowed to sleep. You're not allowed to sleep and lock up, but you can sleep now when we tell you to. Yeah. What's the quote? You eat when we say you eat, you shit when you say you shit, and you piss when we say you piss. That's Shawshank Redemption. I don't think they say the sleep when you say you sleep. When we say you sleep, rather. Anyway, I think we are about done. There's no real reason for me to continue on. Let's go to grading. Yeah, we need 3 more prisoners released before we can have a grading on that one. We're done. There's nothing else to really do. I actually wanted to end the series on the execution. You know, that is like the final ending, I guess. But looks like it's not going to happen because we're not getting the prisoners in to actually do that. And there's no fake jeopardy here. There's nothing like that. I'm not really going to edit it to do that. This is how it is, and I don't really mind that because, as I said before, the whole execution thing is a little bit edgy and a little bit off, and I don't really want to do it all the time. But This has actually been a really good prison. I really like this one. I really liked the building of a different style of prison. I mean, obviously execution is a massive difference. We've never done anything like that before. But just it not being centralized and just the way it's laid out, I think it's probably more accurate to what prison would be like, I guess. I mean, I don't really know. It depends where the prison is based, you know. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Next series, I don't know what to do. I don't think there's any additions. I think Alpha 32 is just bug fixes and stuff. So I really don't know what is going to happen with that one. Either way, comments in the comments. Let me know what you want to do. I assume it will be another high-risk facility and death row. I assume that's what people will want. But I think we'll turbocharge a little. We'll probably do a larger map, and we'll have a lot more prisoners. I think that's probably what we'll do. A medium map, a lot more prisoners, and just basically do it this prison, just more of. I think that's what we'll do. We're not going to expand this one because it's been designed, well, it hasn't really been designed to be expanded on at all, so it'll be a real pain to do. So yeah, I think that's what we'll probably do next episode, but next series rather. But I'd like to know what you think. We could do a mixed prison where just we could have any amount of prisoners ranging from low risk up to death row. Could have anything, but as I said, comments in the comments and we will go from there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.